dealt with the chairman directly with regards to these funds.
And he was answerable?
Well, he was definitely liaising with the president on the management of this account. So definitely it was baffling as to how did this manage to happen, and we insisted that a thorough investigation be conducted. The NIA did conduct that investigation, and after that, I believe controls were tightened.
Okay. That's at the central bank end,
yes.
Domestic end.
Yes.
At the Swiss end, the operational lapses in Gambia, we're still trying to understand. But at the Swiss level, for him also to be able to transfer and take some away from that, you can only do that if you are empowered. Power of attorney again. So, coming back on transparency, nobody acts without attorney, power of attorney or empowerment. Now, do you have reason to believe that at the council level, there were certain things going on that should have been brought to light? That's my question.
Well, first of all, I must admit that I never knew that the president had an account in Switzerland. We would never have allowed that to happen. And secondly, with my little knowledge of banking, if that account was in the name of the president, the former president, then there is no way that Captain Ibujalo would have been able to withdraw from that account without his consent or authorization. And so, definitely, on hindsight, there has perhaps been a lot of things going wrong that we did not know at the time. But what I can assure you is that at no one time was this account, Swiss bank account, in the name of the president brought to light at council.
Or even in the name of the government of the Gambia.
Or even in the name of the government of the Gambia.
Nothing was brought.
Nothing, as far as we were concerned.
What about in cabinet? Was it also mentioned in cabinet?
It was not mentioned in cabinet.
So,
no.
With regards to Swiss bank, a Swiss bank account, whether in the name of the Gambia or in the name of the ex-president, there was no detail discussed.
There was no detail discussed, and I can assure you we would not have allowed it. Okay. For what reason do we contract a loan to develop or to implement infrastructure projects only to transfer the money to Switzerland? No, that's, that is highly irregular, and we would not have allowed that.
That's clear. You mentioned earlier of the possibility of a write-off once diplomatic relations were restored with Taiwan. Did the Gambia benefit from debt forgiveness from Taiwan at any point in time, as far as you know?
As far as I know, no. But from 1997 onwards, it appeared as if the former president had taken control of the bilateral assistance given from Taiwan. None of us were aware of how much was given, who it was. Well, we knew that he would periodically receive them and receive assistance for the Gambian people in the name of the Gambia government. But how much it was, what form it was in, for the most part, we were not aware. The only thing that I do know is that they paid for, they sponsored the free education for girls. They also had agricultural projects that they were implementing, and they paid for the Cuban medical team. But I don't believe that any of my cabinet colleagues, I could be wrong, maybe one or two, but generally, none of us were privy to the entire package that was from Taiwan.
But we can intelligently conclude that the relationship with Taiwan more than paid off the loan. Whatever was received by the government of the Gambia over the period was way more than 35 million. Is there any figure in terms of the estimates of financial assistance from Taiwan over the period?
No, the President did not discuss that, and I do not have any figure, but I do agree that the assistance should have been way more than the 35 million that was received as a loan.
One final question. You served in both the military and the civilian government. When you took over, you had a dream. You had some ideals. Today, if you were to do a thorough assessment, did you achieve your aims together, or was there some failure?
There was some success and some failure.
Let
me start by the success. There have been over 200 schools built, primary schools, secondary schools. There have been several hospitals built, the Farafenni Hospital, Briam Hospital, the Carnifean Hospital. There have been numerous health centers. There's a university. The television station was non-existent. It was one of the transition projects. The Supreme Court building complex was also one of the transition projects, along with many other projects. Free education for girls. There was this ideal. Definitely there was. And at the beginning, the implementation, I believe, assisted Gambians tremendously. However, eventually there was a complete lack of transparency. There was serious abuse of human rights. There was no accountability. And